Good morning, friends. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. This is Tanya at Sidegigcrafts. Guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We're continuing on our journey with this Christmas journal. I have a plan. What? Me. Yes, I have a plan. I have a plan today. I had an idea. Well, I have an idea. I have a plan. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if it's going to work. But I took a 12 by 12 and I've scored it at 4 and 8. And then flipped it and scored it in half at 6 and made a 1/8 seam right here to allow for folding and pages and things. So hopefully that's enough. So my thought is that we're going to make a flippy floppy photo thing and attach it on one of these pages. So we're going to fold here on, oh, and then I trimmed the sides down by just less than 1/8 of an inch, I think, to make them a little bit shorter. Because if they fold at 4 or at those, then they would come all the way to the seam and that will not work. So you got to cut a little bit off the edge there just to allow some room for folding and papers and things to be in there. And I might need to actually trim a little bit more, but we'll see when we get there. So we'll have that, and then we'll have this fold here. Let's see, let's fold these two first as well. No, I want to fold this one first. Here, be easier without the book in the way. Here, let's just work on this. We'll bring that in just a minute. Bring that back. And what I did, I wanted to use one piece of paper for this. You know what? Nope, let's do it this way. I tore a little bit of this paper and I'm trying to figure out the best way to hide that. I think I'm going to get out a colored pencil and color it. I'm going to be layering these with some decorative papers also. So I don't think it's going to be super obvious. I think I can kind of mask it a little bit. So that's going to be our hinge. And then we've got to put this too. I hope everybody is doing well today. I hope you're doing something today that brings you joy. Boy, that looks like I cut it so crooked. How in the world could I have? It was all straight on the board. Let's pull this way. I think I just folded it just a little off. Boom folders are amazing tools, aren't they? And we'll line that one up there and try to get this one a little straighter. And so when this goes this way, and this one's got just a little bit of a spine on it, we'll have this. And then we will put this into our book. And I'm thinking, feeling most of our special features are on this right-hand side. Thinking put it right here. I want to just make sure that I've got enough room in there is my only concern. Will I have enough room? I will. And then we'll put something pretty over here that'll complement it as well. So this is going to go here and it's going to attach all the way to the back. So when I open it, hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to pull it down just a little bit. It'll open this way and then these will open this way and then the top will open as well. So for photos and things, that'll be cute, right? I think so too. Thank you. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna, man, if I could go back, I'd probably make it just a tiny bit shorter. But honestly, it fits perfectly. It fits perfectly. So I do want to make sure that this is lined up straight. Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to put let's just glue. Let's glue. I don't need to put anything on the back except glue. And then we're going to decorate the inside of it. This has been a really, really fun project, you guys. I've added some things to this journal I've never put in my journals before. Just making stuff up, you know, as I go and figuring out what works and what doesn't work. Been watching some folio videos to see if there's some new tricks or trends that I'm missing out on. Oh. And then the next step is going to be decorating these panels. Let's make sure that this is pressed down really good. So this panel I already know is 4 by 6 because there's 3 and it was 12, so it was 4, and I did it in half, so that's 6. So I need to put, my panels need to be 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. Does that give you enough room? I need to take a 1/2 inch off. So 3 1/2 by 5 1/2. Let's look and see what that would look like. 3 1/2 by, what did I say? Actually, this postcard size is perfect. Oh no, it's not, because it's gonna need, well, yeah, actually, let's just use this postcard size. Hey, that worked. So that was right, 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. Okay, cool. I do want to use, I think we're using Santa on the inside of this. Oh, and I should be able to get enough because this was a 12 by 12 and this is a 12 by 12. So I'm going to put Santa on the inside of this one. So I'm going to go ahead and move the book aside. This is in there. Move that aside. And we're going to have to watch our direction because we do need Santa standing up. So 3 3/4. 3 3/4. I think I'm going to go 1/8 of an inch shorter. Do I want to do that? Do I really want to do that? I can't go back and fix it. We're going to go to 3 3/4. If it's too short, I can't fix it. It's going to have to stick. So let's just stay with what we have. 3 3/4. Can't put that 1/8 of an inch back on if it's too small. And I'm going to hate it if it just sits wrong because I'm not going to waste the paper after cutting it like that. So strip left, and then we need 5 3/4. We should get 2. A little scrappy. I knew I'd get this paper in there somehow. Gotta have Santa in a Christmas album, right? Got to. There we go. All right, we've got our 6 panels for the front. Now, I do want to do a different pattern on the others, and I want to use that other piece. Not bills. I want to use the, I don't think I pulled the paper out. This is the paper that I've been using, is the Paper Studio. This one, if you guys have this, this is the book I've been using. I absolutely adore it. I have 2 of them. That one's very, I like this one. This isn't the one I was thinking. I think there's one other that has pictures like that. I could use music too. Stockings are Stockings would actually be really cute in this one. I was thinking this one, but I kind of like this one a little better for this because of the red is that other paper behind it. That's the design behind it. So I think I'm gonna stick with this one, and I only need the 1. These will be the same size. And how many then do I need? I need 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 5 of these. So I'm going to put 6. That's fine. 5 of these. And they will be the same size. 3 3/4. I'm thinking about, I don't know if I'm going to sew these, guys, because I think that that's going to end up really thick and hard to glue. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I shouldn't. 5 3/4. I do have a couple other things that are in the book that aren't sewn. What do you think? I really want to sew them though. I feel like I'm going to think it's incomplete if I don't. Let me see what I'm going to kind of see what it looks like if I don't. Okay, so those are done. So it'll be a combination of these. All right, because you can see how much thicker that is already. If I stack this up, that's going to get really thick, plus stitching, plus the paper that's already in there. I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't. I'm thinking I might not have a big enough of a edge on here. So what do we want on that? I was going to put Santa on the inside. Let's put these on the outside. Do we like that? It feels like it just blends, doesn't it? Maybe Santa needs to be on the outside. And when we open it, this would be Santa and Santa. And then when we open it this way, I'd have Santa, Santa, right? And then inside would be this one. I don't think that's originally how I planned it, but I think that's the way we'll go. And these will go, because I have enough of each. And then these will go in here. Does that make sense? I should have one or more of these here somewhere. I think I do. Maybe I don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, there should be 6 because I cut 6. So this would all be folded in. I just think I need to sew it. I think I'm going to sew it. Okay, decision made. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I might have to adjust my folds a little bit once it's done because it is going to get thicker. But we'll address that when we get there. We'll figure it out together. Okay, I'll be back once these are sewn and I'm ready to start gluing. All right, lovies. So I have got these all stitched and inked around the edges. And I'm still going back and forth on this. Do I want it this one? Or do I want this one? I think I'm going to go with these. And the reason why, okay, here's my thought process behind this. My reason why is I would like this to blend in with the rest of the book in theme and such. And it will, no matter which I put in there. But when I open it, I want to bring some joy and go, ooh, something fresh. Or do I have them turn to something fresh? I don't know. You know, here's the thing. It really doesn't matter. And it's going to be beautiful either way. I think we're going with the Santa. Let's just go with the first thought. That was the first one I wanted to do. So let's just do that. Let's just do that. Let's stick with that. I mean, I could rework this every which way in my brain. The point is, eventually you just got to glue something down, right? And I could have made the squares all the same. That would have been a cute too, but I thought, let's mix it up a little bit. We'll get some different papers in here and just have some fun with it. And you could make them all different too if you wanted to. That would be cute too. I mean, I've got a whole book or 2 books of this paper, then they'll all go together. But I don't want it to be too big of a mishmash. Not too big of a mishmash. All right, I'm getting those stitches really good because we know that they don't like to stick very well. And let's hopefully we won't have too tough of a time gluing today, because I'd really like to just get it done. Decision made. There it is. Decision made. Now I could potentially do it that way and then do one of each here and mix and match them that way. It really doesn't matter. I could do, let's just do another Santa down here, and then we'll put one of these up here. Does that look cute? Of course it does, because they're all coordinating, so it really won't matter. Let's just glue them. Let's make this happen. Do, 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 do. And it looks like I'm gonna have glue troubles again. Singing my song. Darn it. I need a stuck glue bottle song. All right, you guys, I'm going to have trouble again, so I'm going to go ahead and glue these off camera because I know you don't want to see me just fighting my glue bottle. I'll come back when these are glued on, and we'll move on to something else. We'll do something more, okay? Be right back. All right, I've got my gluing done. It took me a little while, but they stuck a little better. So here we are. If I was to do this again, if and when, because I will, I would leave a little bit more space in the spine. I'd probably give it a quarter to a half, probably a quarter of an inch, because I think I just did an 1/8. I would do a quarter of an inch, give it a little bit more space. But we've got, this is still really wet. This glue stays wet for so long, and it's so humid here, so it doesn't dry very quickly. And we've got a really nice space to put some cards. I still need to fix that. Let's find. I think I've got geranium red. No. Probably vivid red would be better. Hopefully, we're going to try not to draw too much attention to it, but just kind of dab it with our marker. There we go. That'll help. And then, I see some glue spilling out here. We'll fix that too. So it's still a bit really wet, but we've got a really, really cute spot for pictures and whatnots. And so I'm thinking, so here's a problem too. This is a little bit, I didn't cut these short. I should have cut these a little shorter because they're catching on there. So what I'm going to do, I can still fix that. I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to take my long scissors and just trim this back just a bit. My bird's excited. Can you guys hear him? All right, I'll just trim that back a bit. Let's see. Let's try to get it straight this time. Straighter. And that should fold just a little easier. Okay. Now I got to think about a closure on here. I mean, it doesn't have to have a closure, but I was thinking about it. Probably should have something. Even if I just put a bow here, I think I'm just going to put a bow there. Maybe. It doesn't have to have anything. I was even thinking about putting a little latch on there, but I wouldn't have anything to screw it down to on here. So I don't know that that's going to be possible. I could put some thick something here, but no. Something like that would probably work. Although those screws are a lot longer than that. I don't know. I'm going to think on that one. I'm going to think about that. But anyways, that's what we've got so far. There are some other things I want to do in here. And since I really did most of this off camera again, I do apologize for that because I like to bring you guys along. The other thing is this doesn't open real well. So I'm going to have to rework my process for some of these things. But because of the long spine and because this part is thicker, it doesn't lay flat like I'd like it to. You'd have to pick this up for it to lay flat, which isn't a natural thing to do, but if you're just looking at it. So what else could we do in here? This is our expandable thing. We could put I'm not sure. I did see one that had opening books that open to the side, but I think that all of my pages, except for maybe this one, I think it could go here. This is just a pocket, so this one is flat. So there's room in that one still for something mechanical. Let's put something under this side to keep it kind of sitting up. What can I put under there? What indeed? I do know. All right. That can help. Okay. So if I do that, I would want 1, 2, this is 7.5. We'll say it's 7. That'll give me some room around. So 3.5, so 2, let's see what 3, let's see, this is 3 and, I could actually use this piece and just cut a chunk out of the middle and sew it up around. They did how was it? It was, I can't remember. It opened up. I think I'm gonna have to think about this a little bit more. But it'd be cute to use this paper here though, I think I'll do that. I'm gonna have to plan that one or go back and watch that video. I don't remember. I guess I could just make something up right now. Okay, so if I'm just gonna make it up right now, sorry, I gotta put my hair back up out of my face. It's falling. I'm working so hard. My hair is falling in my face. Working so hard. Okay. I think it was just a little, like a little book that flipped out. It doesn't even have to be that much. So, but it was 2 of them. And I cut this, or I scored this earlier and realized I did it wrong. So maybe I could use this piece. Although I could just do one big one. I think 2 little ones would be fun, more fun though, because we already did big ones with the with this flip out thing. We've got these big pages. We've got the big pages here. We've got pockets here, notebook and pockets there. So I think the 2 smaller ones would be nice. I think so. So this is 6 inches. This is going to be, I need 4. This is 4.5, so we're going to go to 4. We're going to go to 3 3/4. So let's just start building. So 3 3/4. So let's just cut it at 4, because that will give us a 1/2 inch to play with. Four and a quarter. I'm making it up, guys, so I don't know. This is 7 inches. This should be 7 inches, am I right? This is 7 1/4 inches. So let's do 3.5. If I'm wrong, I'll get out another piece of paper. And 3.5. Oh, I don't want these score lines in there, so I'm going to take that off. Make it less confusing. Okay, so this should be a little bit too wide this way. It's this part that I'm concerned about. So I need to make sure, I need to cut a little bit more off the height of these, because I want a little bit of room in between. So there. Is that what I want? I think that's what I want right there. All right, and then we're going to score at 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch. And that should give us what I want. Is that what I want? Yes. I'm going with it. 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch. Okay. So here's my thought, is that I've got to have a gusset. Okay, that just means, or a spine, I mean. That's going to allow us some room to work. So this will sit like this, and this one will do the same. Like this, and like this, and that's the perfect size because it doesn't cut us off here. I will put a closure over these. And then these will open up. And I would like another piece under here that can flip out also. So I'm going to need 2 pieces. I'm going to need 2 just... I don't need the spine on that side though. So just 1/4 inch. So that came out to 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. This makes me so nervous. I'm going to do just the one first and see how that works. And then I want to do just 1/4 inch on this one. I think. I might be wrong. But I don't need this one to have a spine. So, in which case I think I might need to cut another 1/4 inch. Will that fit under there? So this will kind of sandwich this way. So this one will be glued straight down and then flip out. So I think this one's still 1/4 inch too long. So we'll cut it just we'll cut it back a little bit. So it needs to be just 4. Am I right? Because this one's just going to flip open. This one will be underneath there. So this one will open, and then this one will be underneath and flip out. And then I'll put another piece right here, which would be perfect for this piece right here. So this can glue onto the back of this and fit perfectly that way. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Well, there we go. And then I'll put a closure behind here too, so that it'll come around and snap onto it. That'll be cute. And maybe I'll put a pocket on this one. I don't know. Okay, so this one is right. So I need one more that is 4 inches by 3 1/4 inches. We're getting somewhere. Let's just cut along this. Because that should be 4, right? Yeah, 4 by 3 1/4. Will not go to waste. And then I need, on the 4-inch side, I need 1/4 inch here. All right, so I'm showing you a second mechanism today. This will be great. This will be great. Great, great, great. Okay, now let's go ahead and glue this on there. I'm going to glue it just below that stitching so that we won't lose that. Oh, well. I need to get some Fabri-Tac, or just get my Bearly Arts back, because I know that sticks to this to the stitches better. I feel like I'm just fighting this stuff. When you have to fight your glue, it's not fun anymore. Let's do this the same way. Put that one on there. You guys almost never see me use clips, huh? All right, and these we're going to do the same way on the opposite side. Now these will go underneath, but I'm just going to glue them on top for now because that's where we're at. And I want to make sure that these line up perfectly. Okay, and I'm going to clip them here too. This one. Line it up. Okay, and then what I'm going to need is the cover pieces for those. So 4. So 3 3/4 by 3. 3 3/4 by 3. I've got all these scraps down here. Should I just use these? I think I might. Here, we'll move this out of the way. By 3 3/4. We'll make sure that's the right size before I cut more. Oop. Oh, good thing I checked. Okay, so the 3 3/4 is too long. 3 1/2 by 3. That's much better. So 3 1/2 by 3. And I'm gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 2. Three and a half by 3. Oops. This was 3 1/2. Yes, yes. Just gotta double check. Sometimes I've messed myself up that way. By 3. Okay, and so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if I have a couple of pieces more. If not, I'll use something else. Oh, you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I do need 8. There's one. That should give me at least one more. Three and a half by 3. One more. One more piece like that, please. Oh, I think I found one. I did. Perfect. That worked out perfectly. Three and a half by 3. All right, so these will go on there. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you be for a minute. I'm going to go sew like I do before, and then I'll come back with these pieces ready to go, and we'll add them on. All right, next step. I forgot to ink these, so let's do that real quick. It'll be quickie. All right, we're getting somewhere, you guys. We got a lot done today. At least I feel like it. This is, of course, probably taking me, double, possibly triple the time of this video to work on. I'm just kind of kicking it in my craft room today. I don't have anything planned except working around the house, and y'all know that situation. So I figured I'd bring some joy to my day before I start all the adulting. I've got a couple phone calls to make to find out what the status is of my house issue, and see where we're at. But this feels nice to be able to do this. I was able to work after later last night. I was FaceTiming with Michelle, my sister. You guys all know Crafty Ruse Michelle, right? Go check her out if you don't. She's amazeballs. You'll love her. And I got some cleaning done in here in my craft room and just finishing some projects that were sitting around. So that was nice to be able to do that. Made more room for this project and clarity in my head for sure. So that's always a good thing. I got some of the finished projects downstairs so I could store them away for the next craft fair that I'm thinking I'm going to start planning on Christmas crafty stuff for, Christmas time, because they're always doing vendor stuff at Christmas. And so that might be my next goal, since I did have to cancel the 2 that I was supposed to do this weekend. I just cannot do it. I'm not in the right headspace with everything going on with the house, the tree on the house and stuff. And so I thought, you know what, I think that next I'll have to sit this one out this time. And I mean, I haven't done one for my journals at all, but I haven't done anything like that for so long, and I was so excited about it. And the fact that they fell on the same weekend, I was like, awesome, I'll already be packed. I could just go do the second one, straight out of the first one, and I'll be fine. But this will give me some time to gather my thoughts a little bit more. There were still some things I hadn't quite worked out logistically, and so this will give me some time to figure that stuff out before then too, like taking payments and stuff like that. So I have a PayPal thing where they can just tap their phone or their payment and it'll go through. But it's an old gadget, and I don't know if there's been an update or if that one still works. I have no idea how that stuff goes. So I figured I should probably look into that a little bit more before I do this anyway. So, okay, so those are done too. That put aside. And so we can just kind of glue these on now. Hopefully I won't have, I ended up having an easier time with my glue after I got off camera, of course, because that's how it works. You guys don't realize maybe, but when you're on camera, things just, it's hard. It's really hard. Everything is hard. And then you turn off the camera and it all comes easy again. It's like, what is that about? The glue flows freely. It all works when the camera's not on. But yeah, some days are worse than others with the glue. For sure. For sure, for sure. I'm sure you guys go through it too, huh? Some of you. Whether you film or not, you probably have days like that. It's nothing against me, it's just glue. Get those stitches good. There we go. We'll open it up. Boop, boop. Gretchy's snoring again. My old dog, she's handling all this house stuff very well. She's just like, whatever, Mom, let's just be together. It's okay. We'll get through it. It's okay, Mom. I don't think she can quite figure out why I'm moving everything, but it's all good. I had another white spot right there, so I'm gonna kind of try to, I'm gonna flip this around. I want to put the darker side over there so the attention isn't drawn to that spot quite as much. Maybe your eye will go this way instead, hopefully. Won't be quite as contrasting. I love this paper. It's so pretty. That one open. Did I do this one already? It needs to be done too. Okay, I've got 3 more. We're almost there. So it's Friday, and yes, indeed, I made it to the garbage truck. I've had my can sitting out there since Monday, probably full. I've got a bunch of stuff I need to clean out of the kitchen today. I'm going to be tossing a bunch of stuff because I can't use it. It's got, you know, the insulation in there, you know, it's a bummer. Things I've had for a really long time, some food that was out on the counter. I just need to toss it. It's not safe to eat. So I've probably got my trash can already full before it was empty, because I've got a whole bunch more. I'm just going to wheel that can right up to my doorstep and just start tossing stuff in there. It sucks. But there's drywall on the floor I still need to pick up, and insulation I need to sweep up. I've got to make it at least somewhat livable. I may not be able to use my kitchen right now, but I should be able to walk through it, right? All right. Without getting insulation stuck to the bottom of my feet. Drag it into my bed and all that stuff. It's like, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Hate it. Okay, so this will go this way, this way, this way, this way. Now I need something to go this way, and I think I'm just going to use some cardstock, and I'm gonna glue it underneath here. I'm wondering if, oh, you know, it'd be so cute. Remember this buckle? I wish I had 2 of them. Wouldn't that be so cute to put one on each as a closure? But I only have 1. I'm going to look around and see if I have anything like that. That maybe I have 2 of something and I could do that, because it'd be like a cute little Santa belt kind of thing. Or I wonder if, since I've used these in other spots, what if I could do that with black ones? I would use black ones. I don't have any magnets though. I wish I had some magnets, but I don't. So I'd have to use Velcro under there with a metal something here. I could do that. Let me go look in my stash and see if I have any buckles. I think I like that idea better, but let's see. Be right back. Guess what I found? I found 2. They're the same. Now I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this, but let's get them out and play. I have these straps. Remember, I used these on that other page. And I'm wondering, oh, they're almost perfect. I can cut it though. It would have to go this way, right? And then come through the hole. Let me see if I can just kind of finagle this just a little bit to try it. Come through the hole. This leather is so kind of messy, and that's fine. I was going to mess it up anyway. I wonder if, hang on a minute, I wonder if I have 2 more. Do I have 2 more? There's a brown one. There's 1. Oh, look, there's 2 buckles that actually fit. Do I have 1 more? I do. Oh, I do. Okay. We're on to something. All right, so here's my idea. Let's take this one out of there. Those buckles are, this is what actually came with the kit. So this should fit perfectly. So if we go this way, right? I'm still thinking, I'm sorry. It should go this way. This way. This way. Okay. This should go what if go this way and then go this way? This is just going to be decorative anyway, so if it's not the way a real belt goes, that's all right. It's just going to be decorative. What if I do it this way? That would have to go that way. And that would have to go under there. Boy, this leather is just totally breaking up. I don't like that. It's crumbling all over the place. Darn it. Well, I don't think I'm going to do that. And I don't think that's going to work either. Let's see here. I really like this idea though. I just don't think it's going to work. What if I go backwards? That's not going to work either. It has to go this way. Shoot. Shooty, shooty. Well, you know what? This buckle is super bulky. This one is not as bulky. Let me try it one more time this way. Once it would be on there, I wouldn't need to bend and fold it. But the idea was to just kind of go like this and then use Velcro under here to hold it down. And this would go under. I don't think this is going to work, guys, unfortunately. But, and I say unfortunately because I've got that through the rest of it. You know, I've got that leather in another spot. And so I would like to do that way. That actually might be cute. No. Okay, so let's go back to the original. The buckle's not going to work. It's just not. Unless I just do it. No, because this is going to all do that. It's just going to crumble and flake off. All right. So with that being out of the picture, it was a good idea. My materials are just not cooperating the way I need them to. So let's find a couple more black. Those blue, those are blue. I think that one might be black. Is that a black one? That's a black one. I think that's a black one. Put those back. So I think what we'll do instead, we've got these everywhere too. And we've got brads that I've been able to use to decorate them. So I think we'll use those instead. I think that's going to be the better option right now. So let's see if I can, I might have used all the brads I pulled out of that box. So give me just a second. I'm going to go find some more. All right, I didn't find any more metal ones, but I did find these, and I thought these might be cute. They might, you know, mimic Santa's buttons, maybe, on his shirt or something. So we'll use these. And I need, actually, I don't. Let's just split them. Why can't I get those to part? I'm gonna hurt myself. Can't get my fingernail in there. There we go. We'll just part them just a little bit so I can work with them easier. Thank you. So we'll just kind of put these through here. That's going to help me glue it. It'll help it stay. And I'm going to cut that little sharp part off, but other than that, it'll help me to keep it on there a little better. This one. All right, let me get my wire cutter here. So I can just cut that leg back just a bit. We don't need no pokies. I'll turn that so I only have to cut one. Come on. There we go. All right, so those are open. That one turned. And I'm going to put some glue in there to make sure they stay. Okay. This glue's worked pretty well with this leather, actually. So I'm expecting it should be okay there too. Okay, and then what I want to do is take this other end and I'm going to glue it right underneath. And I do want to cover that hole, so I've got to go all the way that way. Okay, put that kind of in the middle. Right there would be good. And we're going to do the same thing to this one. I'm going to cover this, so that's okay if it shows. It's going to cover. I do want to turn this one a little bit before it dries, though, because I don't want that to stick out. Okay. Well, it'll be covered with Velcro, so. I would use a magnet. I just don't have any. That would be my preference, but I don't have any, and I'm not going to go looking for, I'm not going to try to buy any and put the project off. We're just going to use what we have today. Okay. All right, so those are going to be our closures. We might as well Put our Velcro on there. I think these will be big enough. Yeah. Oops, that's the same. I need the scruffy side. We'll just drop that buddy on there. Put the soft side here. All right, I am going to go, I'm going to let this dry. And I think I'm going to go take care of a few things, come back when it's dry, and then we will finish this up. Okay, we're almost done. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this finished up. Let's put a little glue here. Little glue there. Little glue there. We'll fold this over. And I just want to see where that glue spot is so I can put that. Put that there. This one too. Straight over. That's going to go there. So we'll let that dry. Okay. And then we will get out the book. We were putting it right here, right? All right, so let's go ahead and put the glue on. I'm nervous about this. I don't know why. It's going to be great. Tony the Tiger would say, right? Make sure we've got plenty of glue where it matters. We'll flip this back over and place it carefully right where we want it. And I'm going to hold this down this way for now. And I think I'm going to go ahead and clip this so that it stays. It's going to help me hold it there for a bit until it dries, because you know we've had so much trouble with this glue. Well, I should say with this project, it's not necessarily the glue, guys. I say that, but for this project, it's a lot because of the stitching. It doesn't, oh shoot, it doesn't want to stay because that stitching pulls it. I mean, the attachment is difficult because of the stitching, because the stitching doesn't allow for a surface to be flat. So it pulls it away. I don't know if that made sense, but it can be difficult to glue stitching down, is what I'm trying to say. It gives it more surface to that's not in contact. So hopefully that will work perfectly. I'm hoping. I'm gonna put a clip here too. And we'll put one more up here. We will allow this to glue down and settle. I'm going to go do some more adulting and come back. I think. I keep pulling this one off. I hope it'll stay. Doggone it. Now I've really done it. Stay there, buddy. All right, let's let this dry for real, and then we'll finish up. So we're a few hours later, guys. I have been waiting for some of these things to dry, but I also kind of got carried away and added a couple things too. Look, I added a belly band here. I did some sewing on there using some of that same paper set. I added a button down here. Instead of having a closure, I thought it would just be nice with just a little button thing on there. So this will still open up the way we did it. Oops, you guys can't see that there. And then those will be open there. So that's finished and dry. And we open up there. I didn't do anything to that page. We'll leave that one blank because this is going to be a pocket, so we can put different things in there. Remember, this has some folds in it so that we can put a little bit more in. And then this is how this turned out. And I thought about taking these buttons off because it's a little bit thick, but I would need something to replace them, and I didn't find anything. So these will open up with Velcro, and then they'll flip out this way. So that's pretty cute. I was thought about putting pockets there, didn't I? I may, or I may not. I don't know. I don't want to make it too thick. And then, of course, we've got the pocket here. And then this is the accordion with the pocket here. I added another belly band here. I sewed on this one as well, so I can put some things in there. And that's it. I think our next step, guys, I think this book is complete. I think our next step is decorating. So tomorrow I will be decorating. Look, it's full. It's pretty full. So the gaps that I left were used pretty well. I learned a ton of this on this book. Look at that. Look at that. There's so much. I absolutely love it. So tomorrow we'll work on decorating, and then this baby will be about done. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today and crafting along. I hope you're having a fantastic day. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. And I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.